Welcome back, my dear students, for Susie's Biology. Hope you have understood what is photosynthesis and what are the different pathways and all. And today, let us revise shortly about the important points to remember in the topic respiration in plants. And new subscribers, you can kindly follow the link given in the description and revise the last chapters. And all of you, please share your comments and likes and subscribe for the effective revision of NEET 2020. So let us start with the topic respiration. So all living organisms, including plants, so they receive their energy required for their survival. So this occurs through a chain of chemical reactions, and that is called as respiration. So it is a biochemical process, and plants, they also require oxygen for respiration, and they give out carbon dioxide, but they don't have special structures like lungs and all. So they have stomata and lenticels for this gaseous exchange. And when compared to animals, these plants will respire only at lower rate. So what is the definition for respiration? So it is a process, it is a biochemical process. It the break down the food materials within the cells, and they release, utilize and store energy. So this process is called as respiration, and it is an oxidation process, and it takes place in cytoplasm and mitochondria. And plants, how will they exchange these gases? Only through stomata and lenticels. And there are two types of respiration, namely aerobic, so it occurs in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic, it occurs in the absence of oxygen. So molecular oxygen is required for aerobic respiration. So what happens in this process? So the food molecules, they are completely get oxidized into water, carbon dioxide, and energy is released in the presence of oxygen. So this is said to be aerobic respiration, and it takes place in three stages or three steps, namely glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and ETS. ETS means electron transport system. So let us see one by one. And now we will see about the difference between photosynthesis and respiration. So these are the important points. So this photosynthesis, it is common to all green plants containing chlorophyll as a green pigment for a photosynthesis, whereas respiration, it is also common to all living things including plants, animals and birds. And photosynthesis means it occurs for the synthesis of food, whereas respiration, it occurs for oxidizing foods. And photosynthesis is a anabolic process, that is, it is a synthetic process, whereas respiration, it is a catabolic process, that means breakdown process. So here energy is used, so it is an endothermal process, whereas respiration, it gives us energy, so it is a exothermal process. So this is the difference between photosynthesis and respiration. So now we will see about the aerobic respiration. So in the presence of oxygen, this occurs. So it is also called as cellular respiration. So since it occurs inside the cell, it is called as cellular respiration, and there are three steps, namely glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain. So what happens in the glycolysis? You all know that glyco means glucose, lysis means breakdown. So the breakdown of glucose or oxidation of glucose is termed as glycolysis. So this process, it occurs in the cytoplasm. So what happens here? The 6-carbon compound, that is glucose, it is converted into 3-carbon compound, that is called as pyruvic acid. So or pyruvate. So glucose, it is converted to pyruvate in the presence of oxygen. So it is termed as aerobic glycolysis, and here the entire reaction, it takes place in cytoplasm or cytosol. And glycolysis, it is also known as EMP pathway, that is Embden-Meyerhoff-Parnas pathway. So this is known as EMP pathway. And what are the end products? So pyruvate, ATP, and NADH plus H plus. These are the end products of glycolysis. And here in plants, the sucrose is converted into glucose and fructose, so by invertase enzyme. So this is the glycolysis steps in plants, and here two ATP molecules are used initially in the first reactions of glycolysis. And glycolysis, it is both common to aerobic and anaerobic respiration. And after the pyruvate is formed, it enters into the mitochondria. So the Krebs cycle, it is known as TCA cycle, So since the first formed product, that is tricarboxylic acid cycle, citric acid, it is a 3-carbon compound, so it is having 3 COOH group. So COOH group is called as carboxylic group. So since it is having 3 COOH molecule, it is called as tricarboxylic acid cycle. So TCA cycle or Krebs cycle. So this occurs in mitochondria, and there are many enzymes for this Krebs cycle. And here what happens, complete oxidation of organic compounds that are derived from glucose or takes place in Krebs cycle. So the pyruvate, it gets oxidized, and then for a single glucose molecule, 2 cycles of Krebs cycles are done. Okay, and what are the products of the Krebs cycle? End products. So CO2 and GTP, NADH and H plus, and FADH2 are the products of Krebs cycle. And the important point here is how many rotations of Krebs cycles are needed for complete oxidation of one glucose molecule. So the answer is 2 rotations. So that is only mentioned here. 2 cycles or 2 rotations of Krebs cycle are needed for the complete oxidation of glucose. And then what is meant by electron transport chain? So the NADH and FADH2, they are called as reducing equivalents. They will enter into the electron transport chain. So what happens? Both oxidation and reduction simultaneously occur. Okay. So for a single molecule of NAD, 3 ATP molecule will be produced at the end of the ETS, that is electron transport system. And for a single molecule of FAD, 2 molecules of ATP are produced. So like this, the electrons are transferred through many electron carriers. So those electron carriers are present in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. So this also occurs, that is ETC. This reaction is also occurs in mitochondria, and it is otherwise known as oxidative phosphorylation. So electron transport chain, last session itself I have told what is meant by phosphorylation. Formation of ATP is known as phosphorylation. So when ATP is formed due to oxidation, it is termed as oxidative phosphorylation. So here in ETC, ATP is formed as a result of oxidation. So it is termed as oxidative phosphorylation, or it is otherwise called as terminal oxidation. Why? Because the ATP or the oxygen, molecular oxygen is used here, and it is formed at the end of the reaction. So it is known as terminal oxidation. So here 3 ATP molecules are formed from one molecule of NADH, and 2 ATP molecules are formed from one molecule of FADH2. So this is known as electron transport chain. So these are the 3 steps for aerobic respiration. So again I am revising. So the important things to remember in electron transport system are the NADH plus H plus and FADH2, they are oxidized, and the electrons are transferred through cristae membrane that is present in the mitochondrial membrane. So it is otherwise known as oxidative phosphorylation or terminal oxidation, and because the molecular oxygen is used at the end of the reaction. And for one molecule of NADH, 3 ATP, and for one molecule of FADH2, 2 ATP are formed. And one more thing, this is the very important point to remember in this. So there are 5 major complexes that are present in the mitochondrial membrane. Complex 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should remember all these names. So which is complex 1, which is complex 2, like that you should remember, and you can use the technique which I have taught you to remember. So the complex 1 is NADH dehydrogenase. DE means removal. So removal of hydrogen takes place here in the presence of this enzyme. So it is called as NADH dehydrogenase. And second complex is FADH2 ubiquinone. Third complex is cytochrome BC1, and fourth complex is cytochrome C oxidase, and fifth complex is ATP synthase. So it helps in the synthesis of ATP. So at last what happens? ATP is synthesized in the mitochondria. It is also known as chemosmosis. So here you can see the membrane of the mitochondria. So the inner mitochondrial membrane consists of 5 complexes. So the first complex is red color part. It is known as NADH dehydrogenase complex 1, and second yellow color part is FADH2 ubiquinone, and third complex is cytochrome BC1, fourth complex is cytochrome C oxidase, and fifth complex is ATP synthase. So in these five complexes, the electrons are passed sequentially and at last ATP is formed. So this is termed as electron transport system. So and the next one is anaerobic respiration. So anaerobic respiration, it occurs in the absence of oxygen. So what happens after the formation of pyruvate? It can be diverted into anything. So it can either form alcohol, or it can form lactic acid. So as a result of fermentation, so fermentation occurs. So the pyruvate, it can be converted to anything, alcohol or lactic acid. So all are termed as fermentation. So these anaerobic respiration, it is used in many industrial process. With the help of microbes, we are producing many commercial products. So for example, lactic acid, it is formed by aspergillus. So lactobacillus, it is involved in the formation of lactic acid. So in the manufacture of cheese, yogurt and all, they use this lactobacillus. And for beer production, ethanol and carbon dioxide is produced as a result of fermentation. So for these three, ethanol fermentation, so it takes place in the presence of yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So they have the enzymes, invertase and zymase. So with the help of that, they will convert the pyruvate into ethanol and carbon dioxide. So all these are used in alcoholic beverages industries. And the next important thing is balance sheet in respiration. So balance sheet means how many ATP is produced. So here it is a table that contains all the details. So you please um, remember and revise this in your sort of revision. So here the stages of respiration, glycolysis. So the number of molecules of ATP produced is 2, and 2 molecules of NADH2. That means how many ATP? 1 molecule of NADP means 3 ATP. So 2 means 6 ATP. So totally 8 ATP is produced. And oxidative decarboxylation of pyruvic acid. So in the presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide is removed from the pyruvic acid. So at that time 2 NADH2 are produced. So ATP is 6. And in Krebs cycle 2 ATP is produced and 6 NADH2 and 2 FADH2. Totally 24 ATP is formed. And in the total number of ATP produced in aerobic respiration is 38. So this you should remember. And in anaerobic respiration, the net gain of ATP is only 2 ATP. Total gain is 4 ATP molecules, but the net gain is only 2 ATP. And the next important term is respiratory quotient. So the ratio of the volume of carbon dioxide evolved to the volume of carbon dioxide consumed. That is, in formula you can write it as RQ is equal to volume of CO2 divided by volume of O2. This is called as respiratory quotient. And there are many substrates. So each substrate have different RQ value. So this RQ value is important. So for carbohydrates it is 1, and for fats it is 0.7, protein 0.9, and anaerobic respiration it is infinity, and organic acid it is more than unit, that is 1, and succulent plants it has 0. So you should remember all these respiratory quotient values for each substrate. So thus we have revised the only important points in the topic respiration, and in the next video we will see about the plant growth and development. So keep on watching for the next chapters, and it is coming very shortly. Thank you for watching, and kindly like, share and subscribe. Thank you.